Here we have people talking about the Grand Canyon wildfires. Check it out.
Why am I just finding out that people are living in the Grand Canyon? And I'm not talking about on the outskirts, but deep within, as in you need to take an 8-mile hike to get in or out, unless you're taking a mule or going via helicopter. This is in Supai, Arizona. It's called the Supai Village in the Havasu Canyons in the Grand Canyon. And this place is completely rural. They have a population of about 200 people, and it falls outside of the Grand Canyon National Park jurisdiction. It is by the Havasupai tribe, who have been there for over 1,000 years, and they administer the land completely on their own. They have their own culture, their own tradition, their own laws, and hikers and tourists need a full reservation in order to go there. I can't imagine what it's like to live there, because there's limited to no Wi-Fi or cell service, and they get their mail, they get their packages only via a mule. This is insane. I didn't even know this existed. I didn't even know this was allowed, based on the fact that the most of the Grand Canyon is completely blocked off to the public. But they've been there for over 1,000 years, so they actually have reign on this particular part of the land. Tourists who have been there, though, said that now it's become a bit of a run-down area. It's almost like living in a third world place. Some people have witnessed DV or things that seem a bit eerie, but I can't confirm or deny any of this. It's all alleged in regards to how they live. However, I do know that Supai Village does indeed exist. If you heard about it, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Would you move there, especially with the state of the world right now?
Look, I don't know I need to hear it, but I gotta say it. Because if nobody gonna say something about it, I might as well just say it. Why is it that everything in this world that's going on right now, don't nobody want to say what it actually is? Hearing people say, believe the science, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. Listen up right now. Grand Canyon is on fire right now. Not just one fire, but two. The White Sage fire and the Dragon Bravo fire. I ain't gonna lie, I don't even know where they came up with these names. This world is always giving some type of cute name to something that is terrible. That's because they don't want to admit the truth. And I'm here to give you the truth right now. I want to know why everything going on in the world like this? It's God. I don't think I gotta explain this to y'all, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Now I'm tired. Tired of this world making an excuse for something when they know exactly what it is. People saying believe the science. God created science. It's cloud seeded. Okay. Floods are happening because some type of climate? Bro, that is God. See, what's happening is y'all pissing God off right now because nobody wants to say what it is. This is prophecy. This is God. This is God getting tired. Tired of people trying to sugarcoat his blessing. These floods are drowning cities. Cities that was never supposed to get water like this. Fire, the water, the sky, it's all speaking right now. But y'all too distracted to listen. God is coming. Whether you want to hear it or not, this is the truth. You can't possibly think because you labeled a disaster something that it doesn't make it spiritual. They call it white sage, but what's really being burnt down is fake purity. He named another one Dragon Bravo, but that's just smoke. Smoke to keep you from realizing God's judgment. Y'all must have forgot this is his land. Now he's waking up all his chosen people. Let's be real. Just because you go to church, that don't mean you chosen. You can shout amen in them comments all day. If your spirit is dead and your eyes is closed, you just making noise. God chooses his people his own way. When he calls on you, you'll know it. You'll feel it in your bones. You'll stop feeling like you got a purpose. You won't be able to see it, ignore it, because it's not silence no more. This message is not about fire. It's about a spiritual earthquake. Warning, a purge, a call to rise. And if nobody told you, chemo told you. If you don't stand for nothing, you're going to fall for anything. And God don't play about that.
The Grand Canyon is on fire. Yeah, that big hole, fault, whatever you want to call it, canyon. It's a canyon. It's in the name. The Grand Canyon is on fire. And just a reminder of who used to inhabit that area. Give you a couple guesses. That's right. And how, pray tell, is the Grand Canyon on fire? Did someone drop a barbecue grill down there? Did someone light a mattress on fire and drop it down in the canyon? No. It's white sage. Remember how I said 2025 is an ancestor year? I never said it was just for black people. We all know that white sage is used more commonly to call the ancestors, less commonly to cleanse. Obviously, it does, guess you could say, refresh the energy in a room, kind of wash away all your negative energy, usher in positive energy. It don't do shit for ghosts. I don't know why y'all keep doing that on us paranormal. shows. It don't do shit for ghosts, especially if it's like a demon, because them demons don't care about no native sage. They don't care. That's a topic for another day. But yeah, white sage is burning in the Grand Canyon. They don't know how much longer it's gonna burn. Like, there's that much. They didn't know there was that much down there. It's almost like the ancestors are on their way. Wonder what they're gonna do when they get here.
So a fire broke out at the Grand Canyon, but not just any fire. Honey, if you know some things about the Grand Canyon, they say you can go through the Grand Canyon and you can get to Africa, okay? If you know anything about what is coming to pass and what is being discovered, is they are saying that America is actually ancient Egypt, and they flip the maps and all this stuff. At the Grand Canyon, you can see the Isis temple, you can see the Buddha temple, you can see all of these different things that are in the Grand Canyon that are supposed to be in Africa, okay? But you can see them at the Grand Canyon. So, the Grand Canyon is on fire, part of the Grand Canyon. But let me tell you what's burning. White sage. White sage is burning at the Grand Canyon, cleansing the motherfucker out the air. Why would white sage be burning at the Grand Canyon? We don't know, but let's just be grateful for the cleansing because, honey, it needed it.
Y'all gonna listen one way or another. The Most High is not a liar, and I done told y'all I'm fire starter around this motherfucker. Keep testing my spirit, and y'all gonna see the whole motherfucker, this whole shit finna light up. I done told y'all free my seeds, free my nation, let my people go, or this whole motherfucker finna fall off. Like, you're gonna have earthquakes, floods, tornadoes, fire.
A historic lodge and dozens of other structures at the Grand Canyon were destroyed as a wildfire tore through them over the weekend. The Grand Canyon Lodge, which is the only lodging inside the North Rim area, was consumed by flames. Among the 50 to 80 structures lost were the visitor center, a wastewater treatment plant, and some employee housing.
I'm gonna go do my history on that lodge,
say
y'all.
that numerous
I'm gonna
historic
find out
cabins
what
were
happened
also
to our
destroyed.
ancestors
Park
on that
officials
lodge.
have closed the entire
Fire
area
starter.
off for the
I'm
season.
starting shit.
Luckily, no injuries.
See, my ancestors told me that I already had the power, so now I have to activate the shit and see if I can really do it. And now it's just going down. Y'all better stop testing my spirit now. The spirit came from the divine. And he said what he said. He said, let my people go, or you're going to keep feeling his wrath. You're going to keep feeling the airplanes falling. You're going to keep seeing the fire start. You're going to keep seeing the boats falling and flipping over. You're going to see the flood taking over the land. You're going to see so much catastrophe on this damn land you ain't going to never be able to see. You better start praying for everything that you got, thanking him for everything that you got, because he coming like a thief in the night, and he ain't taking no favorites. He ain't got no favorites. He coming for all souls. You better get your soul right, because he ain't playing with you, Mike, at all. Y'all that sat there with all this heathen, all this idolatry, with all these graven images, with all this false idols, with all this stuff that y'all put in front of God, the Most High God. Oh, he finna wear y'all ass out. He gave you too many warnings. He gave you too many opportunities. You ain't got no more time. Tomorrow ain't promised. Get your shit right now, because he coming like a thief in the night. Y'all done sat up there and gave the whole world LGBTQ. They said it was okay to turn against our God. You gave us a religion that said we shouldn't even honor the woman. You gave us a religion that was your religion. You gave us your God. You made us worship your Zeus. We was worshiping your Roman gods. And now you see the power of the Most High God coming up on y'all ass every area of life. You don't have no more time. Your time is up. Esau. He coming in earthquakes. He coming in storm. He ain't even gave y'all no damn hurricane yet. You ain't seen nothing. You better get ready, because the Most High ain't playing with none of y'all. He coming like a thief in the night. He said today is the day. Get your soul right today, because his children is coming.
And the region will remain under.
Bruh, the big bad wolf just entered the chat. The big bad wolf just entered the chat. The Grand Canyon is on fire. Not just one massive fire, but two. One called the White Sage Fire, which is a town right next to it, right? All them cabins gone. They got the eviction notice, bruh. Then the other one is named Dragon Bravo Fire. I don't know about y'all, but names mean something to me. So legend has it that the Grand Canyon holds artifacts, rare, new, clone artifacts, original artifacts, all that, right? Word also just hit the streets that there are entrances to different places in the world straight through the Grand Canyon.
Allegedly.
Now, people be all up in the Grand Canyon business searching all through her without her permission. Visitors that she ain't told to come over. She been quiet this whole time Mother Nature been squabbling up. You feel me? She ain't said nothing. She kept it cordial. The ocean done squabbled up. Grand Canyon got quiet. She was chilling. The land been speaking up. They been shaking and quaking and tornadoing and doing all that. They had enough. They squabbled up. Grand Canyon stayed out the group chat, bro. Oh, but something happened. Something tipped her cup and made it runneth over. Because not only did she catch on fire near the White Sage, she trying to sage him out. She trying to get him up out of there. And the Dragon Bravo. In my brain, the way I computed is that the dragon done set the sage on fire. Bravo. They said it's going to be weeks until the Grand Canyon is back open due to safety for the public. I don't think people should even be over there. If it's artifacts in there like that, I don't know, y'all. Grand Canyon, good job. Thank you for entering the group chat. Reveal some things to us. You know, let it be known in plain sight. Hallelujah.
So the white sage burns as the ancestors cleanse out the Grand Canyon. Somebody's been lying. And Mother Gaia is tired of it. The Grand Canyon fire on the North Rim destroys several structures, including the historic Grand Canyon Lodge. Amazing. I don't think there's any coincidence to the things that have been happening around the world. Do you? They call this historic, but I don't see any faces of the people that should really be here. Decades of hidden history, artifacts, culture. You've awakened a dragon. Signs of the times. To all of my indigenous peoples, do you hear redemption calling your name? Do you hear justice calling your name?
It's like the ancestors are giving this world a cleansing that is never seen before. Over the weekend, did you see that the Grand Canyon is burning? And it's not just burning, it's burning white sage. Look at this shit. You see that shit right there? It's like the ancestors are cleansing everything. Look at all the shit that's been going on. This is the same Grand Canyon where they say you can go through and get to Africa. That's the same Grand Canyon that holds so many different secrets of this world. Y'all better think about all the things that they told us that wasn't on this side of the map, that actually is on this side of the map. And think about all of the things that you can see when you visit the Grand Canyon, if you visit the Grand Canyon the right way. And then think about all the secrets that they try to hide that has anything to do with the Grand Canyon. And now, all of a sudden, in 2025, when everything is going on, the Grand Canyon is burning white sage. You know the same way you burn sage in your house? What do you burn sage for? You burn sage for a deep cleanse, right? And that's exactly what's happening in the Grand Canyon right now. The Grand Canyon is trying to cleanse itself. But in the process of cleansing itself, it just might be cleansing the whole entire world. Yeah, okay. Pay attention.
Now to the tornado watches in the heartland and the fire evacuations near the Grand Canyon as we come on the air tonight, menacing skies over the Iowa Speedway in Newton, Iowa. While in the west, a wildfire forcing the closure of the Grand Canyon's north rim. Some areas of the park under an extreme heat warning. ABC's Stephanie Ramos with the images just coming in.
Tonight, dangerous heat and dry conditions fueling the White Sage fire in Arizona near the Grand Canyon. Authorities expanding the evacuation zones to clear out visitors. Billows of thick smoke rising over the vast canyons as families flee. At least 8,000 acres already scorched. In the Midwest tonight, menacing skies in Iowa as severe storms trigger tornado warnings. Storms also turning the dark skies over Chicago.
With that being said, family, all of this is boiling down to ancient lands coming back up. What we are seeing in all of, which is the weather, with the earthquakes, the tornadoes, whatever we are having, all of these things are literally a cleansing, because once these people come back, because they are on a higher vibration, all of these lands that have been desecrated has to be cleaned. And I mean all of the lands, every single land, because at one time they walked around one earth. One land was connected. There was no parts hitting, right? Because throughout the years, as things changed, right? As things change and as people got more into their ego and things started getting more having more polarity or duality, right? I would just say ego. Things started separating.
Hi, everybody. Good afternoon or good evening, depending on where you are. With all the things that are that's happening right now on the earth, in this country, everywhere, I'm smiling because people don't realize that the planet that we live on, Gaia, because that's the name of our planet, it's not Earth. At least that's my understanding. I have my opinion. It's for educational purposes only. But I'm smiling because, you know, everybody, not everybody, but so many people are so used to shitting on this planet, doing all kind of abuse and things they shouldn't be doing, including the negative energy with people fighting amongst themselves. This planet is intelligent. People forget about that. She knows exactly what she needs to do. We just get in the way. Mankind is constantly getting in the way of Gaia, Mother Gaia, and letting her do what she needs to do. So she had to take it further. So she threw a lightning bolt into the northern rim of the Grand Canyon. We got like 20,000 acres of white sage just burning up and cleansing the crap out of this freaking planet. She knows what she's doing. You don't know white sage is used for cleansing, getting rid of all the negative shit and leaving behind everything positive, attracting nothing but positive. She knows what she's doing. This is an intelligent planet that we're living on. Everybody takes that for granted. She knows what she's doing. We just need to get out of the way. Get out of her way. So, yes. Yes. Sage the shit out of this planet, Mother Gaia. Just get out of her way, man. It's just the beginning. And if you haven't, and if you're not woke, then you're asleep. But she gonna wake you up, even when you're not ready. Have a good day.
A good amount of us have heard about the Grand Canyon being on fire, and what's on fire is the white sage. Let's talk about this because, honey, remember how I be telling y'all about the crystals and how the most common ones are the most slept on, but also pay attention to what the earth is providing us and how the universe is moving. Because if we have a plethora of these crystals, what does that mean? That's something that we probably really need as a collective, as humans, right? Instead of running towards the ones that are rare because they're rare, supporting that whole capitalism, consumerism thing. run towards the ones that are in plethora, right? These are usually the cheaper crystals because there's so many of them. And a good example of this is amethyst, not for sale because I will not make another one of these and won't. Amethyst is a crystal that fights depression, anxiety, overthinking. It works for your crown, your throat, and also your root chakra, connecting them, making sure that they're all communicating. You're not going to tell me that that's not for a reason. When almost so many of us on this plane, this spinning rock or whatever the fuck it is, spend so much time in these spaces, depression, anxiety, we're constantly living in the past, consistently focused on the future that is not real yet. We haven't even been in it to know it's real. Amethyst teaches us to live in the present moment because that's what we need, right? You ain't gonna tell me that this sage on fire is not what we need as a collective. Am I sad that all of this sage is being burnt and that the earth is basically scorching things to cleanse us? That's a little scary. I ain't gonna hold you, honey. But at the same time, think about that. There are people miles and miles around this Grand Canyon that are experiencing a deep cleanse with all this sage, cleansing not only them, cleansing their spaces, cleansing the area, cleansing the entire area that it encompasses and touches. And then if you think about energy, you already know what's happening there. My question is, who put the bitch on fire and why they didn't give me some beforehand? Okay, that wasn't my real question. My question is, are you panning out and taking a peek and then looking at how things are happening, right? Are you noticing how things are moving in a way that is forcing a collective shift, an energetic shift, almost like we're being forced to look into the camera, right? And capture the picture. So yes, you capturing it. Okay, bye. Love you.
Wildfires have recently scorched areas near the Grand Canyon, forcing evacuations and threatening sacred native lands and ecosystems. As flames rage across Arizona, people are starting to ask deeper questions. Why are disasters, wildfires, floods, earthquakes, tornadoes happening so often and with such intensity? Is this just climate change, or is something far more disturbing at play? Some believe we're witnessing signs of the end times or divine judgment on a corrupt world. Others are pointing to scientific experiments, like what's happening at CERN. The Large Hadron Collider is not just smashing particles. It's rumored to be opening portals and communicating with entities from the other side. Could these experiments be disturbing the natural order? Is humanity tampering with forces it was never meant to touch? Whether spiritual, scientific, or both, the frequency of these extreme weather events suggests that something is deeply out of balance. The question is, how much longer can we ignore the signs? The rapid warming of oceans, melting glaciers, and changing jet streams have altered weather patterns in ways that are destabilizing what used to be predictable. In short, climate change, fueled by decades of carbon pollution, is transforming America's weather into something increasingly chaotic and dangerous. Others point to man-made manipulation of the weather. Theories around cloud seeding, HAARP, and geoengineering have gained traction online, where some suggest the government or private actors are manipulating the climate for control, profit, or warfare. While there's little scientific evidence backing claims of widespread weather manipulation on this scale, the growing distrust in institutions fuels these beliefs. Yet, this explanation has become entangled in politics. For many, especially in America's polarized landscape, floods and disasters aren't just environmental events. They're now a political battleground. Some Republicans have downplayed or outright denied climate change, blaming Democrats for using these disasters to push a green agenda. In contrast, many Democrats criticize conservatives for siding with fossil fuel industries and blocking climate legislation. The conversation quickly turns into a blame game rather than a unified plan for protection and adaptation. Meanwhile, there's another group of Americans raising deeper spiritual concerns. Some believe these disasters are signs of God's judgment on America for its ongoing sins, especially the unrepented sin of racism. The legacy of slavery, systemic injustice, and the refusal to address racial inequality are not just social issues. They're moral violations. In the end, whether you see it through the lens of science, politics, or divine justice, one thing is clear: America is in the middle of a reckoning with nature. Floodwaters are rising, levees are breaking, homes are sinking. And as the waters rise, so does the pressure on the nation to decide what kind of future it wants. Will it continue to divide, dismiss, and deny? Or will it finally confront the deeper causes, physical, moral, and spiritual? Tell me what you think about this topic. Hope you find the information in this video informative. Feel free to like, subscribe, share, comment. Thanks for watching.